the chair, I'm working on cutting. I have this polyfoam. This one was a 22 by 22, so it was the seat, the size that would fit the seat, but it's too big. So I found two different ways that I can cut it. I've used this sharp edge blade, and I'll show you in just a second, but I've cut this side away. You can see that it ends up kind of rough. I've got a box underneath me just so in case I cut through. And then I was just using a pair of scissors, and if they're the foam is too thick for the scissors, but I was finding that if I just cut through the top part like that and then go back and do this bottom bit like that, and I'm gonna have to turn it so I can do it without hurting myself, but that I could just kind of cut through the foam that way, doing like 2 snips per thing. And when I was trying it here, I felt like it got me a straighter cut than the knife did. And this is just trying to use what I have on hand versus, you know, buying some. I think I've heard you can use a electric knife and it cuts through this really well, but I don't have one and don't want to go buy one. So, and by the way, I forgot to say, I did score this before I started using this utility knife, just to give myself a guide of where I'm cutting. It's still a pretty rough cut, nothing very smooth, but it's done. It's going to be covered up on my chair, so it doesn't matter too much. As far as using the utility knife, the way I was doing that was just using the line that I pre-scored and going in there. The main thing you want to be careful about with whichever way you do it is that you're not cutting in. You want to try to cut as straight up and down as possible. So if you're cutting in at an angle, it's going to end up not working very well. And you can see I'm just kind of peeling this back and helping get in there to get a good cut. That's a horrible cut. It is not smooth, it is not pretty, but it does work and it'll fit the chair. I do feel like the scissors give you a little bit of a better cut than using the utility knife, if you can see that or not, but it's a pretty rough cut.